This is where the riders come and check in for the Retired Racehorse Project Thoroughbred Makeover at the Kentucky Horse Park. And one of the very first things that they do is the arrival exam. And I'm here with Dr. Shannon Reed. What is the arrival exam?
So the arrival exam is the competitors coming here and showing us that their horses are ready to be here.
Hi, I'm Natalie Holdren. This is Temple Moore. Tempe came off the track due to a bow on his right front leg in August of 2020. He had a year off. He raced at Delaware Park. So it's been a long journey, but we're excited to be here at the Makeover. We are showing in 2-6 Eck, hunters. We do some jumpers for fun. We do some dressage. He's a really great all-around horse. He is definitely like one of the best horses I've ever. You name it, he'll do it.
You're gonna walk down and back, and then on the way back, you're gonna make a circle to the left and a circle to the right, okay?
Perfect.
All right, off you go. Okay, so this horse got a nice body condition score, fleshed out, right? But we have this is a different slope to this pelvis, see this here? And he's thinking, so we'll allow a little bit of weaving while he's looking at things. We wanna make sure that we're not swaying. So what the arrival exam does is it checks to make sure that they have a microchip that's properly registered with the Jockey Club, so we know who the horses are. They make sure that they're updated on their vaccines to show here, that they've got their health certificates, their Coggins. It also looks at their body condition score to make sure they're in good weight and condition to show. When they get through that part of it, the second part is an early soundness exam, and that's where we're looking at the horses that are on site to make sure that they can move about the park well and be comfortable.
Well, it's the first impression that
Yeah.
these horses can make as they prepare to showcase their new careers. And I think we'll try and condense a whole veterinary course into a few moments here.
Yeah.
But when the horses are on the track, they're racing, and that's what they're being asked to do. And I'd like to kind of compare that with now that they're maybe doing jumpers or eventing or doing barrel racing, as far as the sport horse look versus the race horse look. How do those compare?
Yeah, it's interesting because for some of the sports, maybe they're a little closer to the racehorse look and the muscles that they use. So if they're galloping and eventing, maybe they're going to use a lot of the similar muscles. But even then, we ask them to gallop differently. So instead of galloping a little bit downhill and forward, we're going to ask them to be more upright. So it's funny, I'm telling the vet students, I want you to look at the horses and try and predict what discipline they're going to be in.
Oh, that's
because
fascinating.
You can see their body types, and sometimes the trainers have chosen them for that body type, and sometimes the horses revealed themselves when they got them, and like, this horse really wants to do Western dressage. Well, you can see that the body type is fit for that. So you can almost start to pick out which horses are going to excel at which discipline once you start to look at them and kind of see how they move and what they do. So these horses, there's such a plethora of different styles, and that's what I love about coming here is we'll see the different way they move. So they'll change from their racetrack muscles and what they use towards what muscles they're going to use for their disciplines. And some of that is because the horse's body chose it, and some of it is because the trainers asking them to use their body to get there.
How did the arrival exam come to be part of the Thoroughbred Makeover and the importance of having something like this?
So funny story, I was a competitor and I came here with 2 different horses and I loved it. And I saw an opportunity to elevate the game because we had a lot of horses that were coming and people would say, oh, you can't put weight on a thoroughbred. And you can. And so what we talked about, I talked with the organizers, we had a back and forth about instituting a standard that says, if you're going to come here, then we want your horse to represent well to the world and be at a good body condition score. And it wasn't so much about excluding people, but to say, hey, don't travel yet and don't start showing until your horse has the energy and the calories and the build to do it. So it was a discussion that came about as RRP has grown and the Makeover has grown, where I came as a vet and I just saw a need to talk about how we could elevate the game. I guess the biggest thing I want to say is it's not just about the arrival exam. We set a goal to get here at a certain body condition and a certain health, but we build it on the webinars and we tell people this is going to happen, and we started saying you got to reach a body condition score of 4 so that 5 months ago, if they were having problems, they could call in or talk to the show secretary and I might find them a vet, or the RRP might find them a nutritionist. So we just identified, okay, now we've got all these horses coming. How do we elevate the game and get them here ready to show the world that a thoroughbred can be sometimes even chubby. Maybe we don't want to go that far, but ready to compete. So that's how it came about. I just was like, hey, we can fill a void here and work this out.
And as part of the arrival exam, it's also an educational opportunity. Can you tell us about the people that were there
Sure.
with you?
This year I have 30 veterinary students that are here from all around the country and Canada. So I think there's 6 from Canada. I had 300 students apply that said they were interested in being equine vets, and there's an equine vet shortage in the US. So we were like, that's great, what can we do? So I have 30 of them here this weekend. And they're learning to do exams, they're watching the horses go, they're also traveling to the area farms and the racetrack, and we're just immersing them in thoroughbreds in Kentucky. So they are here, they're 1st through 4th year vet students, think they want to be equine vets, and we're saying come and figure it out. So they have sponsors all out throughout the country. There's vets that have sent in money to help the vet students come, and it's something we're trying to grow each year. So I started with 5 the first year, then 12, and now we have 30.
Well, this program that you've created has really made an impact, and now that you can look back, how do you feel personally about, I mean, we recognize you with winning the Ambassador Award.
Yeah.
How does it feel to see it develop to what it is?
It's one of the best things I've ever done. It makes me proud. Like, I looked at something and I figured out, and I have a lot of help. Like, there's vets from Hager, Laura Werner. Like, it's not just me, but I feel like if for once I was able to say, we can make a difference right here, let's do it. And the team of people came together and have done it. And we had a research project that ran in the background where we looked at 1,300 horses and did a publication off of it. So it's grown, and it's just like, I'm kind of like, holy crap, how did we get here? But it's one of the things that makes me most proud.
Well, it's created a wonderful momentum.
Yeah.
So thank you. And it's definitely a big part of the Thoroughbred Makeover. It's the first part, and it kind of gets the ball rolling.
Yeah, and I just want to say, it's not me, it's a whole team. There's so many people that are helping to make this happen. I just get to be the one that shouts about it.
Keep shouting.
Yeah, I will.
Thanks.
Thank you. Awesome, so you are good to go. We're gonna give you 2 stickers. One's for your bridle tag, one's for your back number, and then we will see you for the jogs when you qualify for the finale.
All right,
okay?
thank you.
All right, thanks for coming over.